谢谢。好的，那给你邮件。
We paid with euro and they give the change back on WeChat.
哎，老板，你们有没有亲戚在国外呀？
很多呀。
在啥地方呀？
西班牙、意大利，他是哪个国家的？
你是哪个国家的？
我是德国的。
德国的，我姐在德国。
啊，在德国什么地方？
德国，她是在瑞士边境，熊猫餐厅。
Oh, Panda Restaurant. It's called.
熊猫餐厅，你去过没有？我在瑞士。
Today we are traveling in Qingtian, a small county in Zhejiang province, often nicknamed Little Europe in China. With an urban population of around 150,000, Qingtian is tiny by Chinese standards. But don't let the size fool you. This place might just be the most European-feeling city in the whole country. There are cafes everywhere, and believe it or not, you can even pay in euros. So how did a quiet Chinese town end up with such a strong European vibe? Let's walk around and find out. Good morning everyone, welcome back. Today I am in Qingtian in Zhejiang province. It's a very small county, but it has a strong bond to all the European countries, especially Spain, Italy and France. And right now I am somewhere at the entrance of the iconic bridge in Qingtian. So when you walk out, it's like this. Qingtian is a famous Qiaoxiang overseas Chinese hometown. There are over 330,000 people who live abroad, especially in Spain, Italy, and France. So I heard the story that if you have been to Spain or Italy and if you keep an eye on the tiny small cafes on the street, it's very likely that some of them are owned by Qingtian people. 很高兴又见到你了，你怎么也在这儿？
我也在这儿。我听说在这个地方有很多欧洲的餐厅。
你好。
那我要试一试。
好的。你好。Qingtian Cafe, a coffee shop. I guess it's only run during the night. So we are on this most iconic bridge connecting two parts of the city. The city isn't that big. All the buildings stood next to the river, and there are four big bridges connecting the two sides. And over there's a Qingtian coffee window, a big building. I guess it's a cafe or a museum. And there are so many cafes in Qingtian. Almost in every hotel, you can find a small espresso machine, and you can get espresso shot. At the end of this iconic bridge, here we have reached the Champs-Élysées of Qingtian. The buildings here have a lot of Western elements. Look at that. And that one, Qingtian 图书馆. When you walk into Qingtian, the city's look gives you an instant European vibe. The main public buildings, like the library, the county government, and even the big hotels, are all in European style. You'll see Roman-style columns, and the balconies on the apartments are small and charming, reminding me of a bit of Italy or Spain. Baba, do you feel like at home?
Yeah, more or less, I would say.
This is the library of Qingtian. It's completely in a European style. Look at those Roman columns and all those sophisticated decorations on the wall. Crazy. But it's a very nice building.
Bobo, this is the most European town I've ever been to in China. It's crazy. There's like little coffee shops everywhere. Even the furniture looks like Central European, I would say. Or Southern European. Yeah. You get coffee everywhere. And I know that Chinese people are not known for their coffee culture, although it's increasing, but even in the hotel reception there is a big portafilter coffee machine. That's so cool.
And I see people drink sparkling water, which is quite rare in China. The street front area is very well designed with lots of greenery, beautiful flowers and sunshades, chairs and tables outside. I also want to say that I'm also getting better lately. Now I can walk. So So I can walk for some distance, but I still can't walk that far. If I walk too far, I might get some sore on my leg, but I'm recovering. 师傅你好，麻烦我们到后面那个，就是这条路往那边走一个叫前路街交叉的地方。5块钱是吧？ What I found pretty interesting is that there are a lot of small electric cars like this, pretty much like a golf car, and you can just wave and stop and get on. 在这儿吧。就是这下。嗯。好。谢谢啊。前面你慢点。啊。这个后去。好的，好的。
Chinese people are known for loving tea, but here in Qingtian, coffee seems to steal the spotlight. There are over 300 coffee shops in this town. To put that into a personal perspective, when I lived in Lausanne, Switzerland, a city of about 140,000 people, it also had a little over 300 cafes. So Qingtian is pretty close. Here, if people want to talk business, they head straight to a coffee shop. And when you order coffee, the default is always an espresso. Whether you're in a hotel lobby or even a Chinese breakfast shop, you're likely to find a whack coffee machine humming in the corner.
Qingtian is only a very small county, but there are so many cafes, and in the morning people are sitting outside having an espresso. 你好，请问点单是在这儿吗？要吃什么？要一份大饼。一个大饼啊？有点时间，要有一点久的哦。好的，然后再要一杯那个咖啡。咖啡。浓咖的。浓咖。 We got our breakfast, espresso and a Chinese pancake. This is a very interesting combination.
That's a real classic strong espresso. I think it's the first one of this I had in China so far.
Wow, so bitter. The meatloaf is pretty big, pretty solid. It has a very crispy surface. Oh, and it's still very hot. The filling is some dried vegetables, some spring onions, a little tiny shrimp, and pork. 好吃吗？
很好吃。
And I find all the shops in Qingtian are very well furnished, especially from the inside. So it's very clean. Everything is so organized with some small bonsais, some small plants. But for some reason, they told me that we're not allowed to have food from the outside. If you want to take the seat from the outside, you can have a drink, but not for food. I don't know why. 啊，
吃一个，来，尝一个，
尝一个，好吗？
这多少钱一斤啊，老板？
这个130。
130？
对，
这是青田产的吗？
对，青城白葡的，本地的，很好吃。这个80。
So now it's a season for Qingtian Yangmei, the bayberry. Bayberry is a local fruit, and like in my region, the bayberry is usually this size, but here, wow! 哦，乒乓球那么大？
对，乒乓球这么大。 我们都是35克、30克以上的。
这样子算下来，一颗大概多少钱？
一颗你可以算吗？一颗大概10块钱。
10块钱一个。
欧元的话，也就是1块钱了。
1欧元一个。
你接受欧元吗？
对。
这边可以收欧元吗？
可以收。我可以卖。你带一篮去吃，或者带小篮一点的，带一单，路上提着吃。这个也收。
我可以买5欧元吗？
可以5欧元。
5欧元，对。
5欧元是多少钱人民币啊？
是40块钱。40块。还是离我也。
那没多少哎。
那就5、6颗。
对，那没几颗。
一颗1欧元。
1块钱了啊！你就买5颗。
啊 ，OK， 那我买。
但是你吃一颗就要1块钱了啊！你买个20块钱的。
10颗。
可以啊。
好，那我买10颗。
10欧元，但是真的没几颗。80块钱，也就8颗，给他充进了。
我要不了那么多，我就要10欧元的，可以不？
1欧元找给你。
你可以微信转我。
我们还倒贴钱是吧？可以。
可以。
没事，1欧元给我吧，我再找给他。
哎，老板，你们有没有亲戚在国外呀？
很多呀。
在啥地方呀？
西班牙、意大利，他是哪个国家的？
你是哪个国家的？
我是德国的。
德国的我姐在德国。
啊，在德国什么地方？
德国，她是在瑞士边境。
哦。
我堂姐，那个熊猫餐厅。
哦 ，Panda Restaurant。
熊猫餐厅，你去过没有？它在瑞士附近，瑞士边境。对我堂姐。
地方的名字吗？
他这里这样写的，我不知道。费莱伯，中餐、日本餐都有的。
他在哪个？
你可以，到时候我推荐给你。你如果
瑞士边境熊猫餐厅，好的，玉珠瑞士边境熊猫餐厅，就叫熊猫餐厅是吧 ？Panda Restaurant。
下次再。
他去了也30年了。
哦。哇，很久很久。
我姐的话20年，然后她老公可能待了30年。
哦。
她老公就在那里的，她就是德国籍的嘛，现在。
哦。那等于说这边很多人家里边都有在国外的。
对，我们这里很多。
谢谢。好的，那给你邮件。
We paid with euro and they give the change back on WeChat.
杨梅的话，我们是比较是我们的特产。
哦。
这个是我们的大个的。
现在是杨梅季节。
别的地方也有杨梅，它很小个。但是我们的就是大个出了名。
对对对。
一个你刚才看到了35克。
你们德国这个东西是没有了吧？
这个没有。
从来没吃过哈。
可以，
我从来没看到。
你在你的朋友圈发一个这个图片，绝对是 OK。
但是你可以发，在欧洲可以发吗？
今天有400箱发西班牙。
就是集中运到西班牙，然后西班牙他们在那个发出去。
从我们青田同乡会每个人联系好拿走就好。
是不是青年这边西班牙的最多呀？
西班牙和意大利最多。
他们去那个那边主要是做啥生意的呀？
开百货啊，然后一般的小百货、咖啡店啊、餐馆这些多。
啊，哇塞！
还有一些美甲
啊。
Yangmei is juicy and sweet. It has a refreshing sourness, like a mixture of raspberry and pomegranate, plus some floral aroma. It's a taste that reminds me of summer. And when we turned around the corner, we came to a street full of Yangmei stands.
多少钱一斤啊？这个
50块钱，1天。
我们称20块钱的。好的。We just got 3 different kinds. So apparently, the bigger the yangmei is, the more expensive it is. This one is more than 120 yuan half kilo, and the other is about 50. Now I see the difference. The bigger one, the biggest, it's even sweeter. But both are very, very aromatic. There is very nice fragrance. I like both. I like them all. 这多少钱？
吃的是肯定不一样的。
这多少钱一件？
味道尝了一下，我卖是卖50的。现在我可以45给你。
老板是本地的吗？
本地的青椒我叫来特下那个。
哎，老板，你们有没有亲戚在国外呀？
国外有的。
啥地方呀？在啥地方？
西班牙。
上次好了啊。
西班牙。这边
还有那个叫什么危地马拉。
危地马拉也有。哇。青年人是到处做生意哦。
对呀，西班牙，危地马拉那些地方，我们都是遍布全国的，每个国家都有，非洲也有。
非洲也有啊。好的，行，谢谢你啊。
再见，下次再来啊。
好的。
So you see, in Qingtian, pretty much every family has relatives living abroad. This little county is home to 380,000 overseas Chinese, and they spread across more than 120 countries around the world. The majority is in Europe, mainly in Italy, Spain, Germany, and France. That's why the Western food here is both diverse and high quality. The stores selling bayberries also offer Spanish salami. The pâtisseries here offer French pastries, authentic focaccia, and great tiramisu.
The interesting thing is that Qingtian people brought Chinese restaurants to Europe, and meanwhile brought all this European flair back home. And this quarter really has a very strong European flair, especially when it comes to the outside. There is another statue of a foreigner here. Who is this? Looks like a musician.
Looks like a musician. Oh wow, it's in German, Bauer.
Wow,
Johann
really?
Strauss, der Walzerkönig. I think he's from Austria. And it
约
says,
翰斯特劳斯圆舞曲之王。
yeah, gestiftet von der Stadt Wien und dem Überseekomitee der ÖGCF. So yeah, so it was sponsored by the city of Vienna on October 11th, 2010.
Wow.
Incredible. This is Napoleon Bonaparte, and the text is in Chinese and French. So let us read.
拿破仑·波拿巴，横扫千军的战争之神。
Le dieu de guerre qui a balayé des 1000 années, le roi du premier empire français, tout puissant, le code Napoléon, étincelant, est un jalon dans l'histoire de la légalité mondiale, présenté par l'amicale des gens originaires de Qingtian en France. So this was put by the people from Qingtian who live in France. They kind of donated it to Qingtian.
And now it's in the middle of a riverside park. What is this?
I think that's Mannequin Peace, which is in Brussels, the original one.
But it's so small.
I think the real one is not much bigger.
Pizza Napolitana. Do you want to try that?
Of course! My first pizza since living in China.
So many Qingtian people work in Italy and they also come back to open restaurants. Wow, this is nice. And tonight we're going to try some Italian food. So Flo has been reading that menu for about half an hour and I think he really craves Italian food. Oh my god, in the kitchen they have a real Napoli pizza oven.
在今天有人会说法语吗？
有的，很多华侨。
OK。
我的表妹就很会说，她是在比利时的。
哦。
他们就是定居那边，然后现在她也是回来有几年了。
哦。
然后我的舅舅他们在比利时开餐厅的。
啊。
然后比利时那边是法语啊、德语啊、意大利语，不是意大利语，荷兰语的。
荷兰语都有。
他是说法语的。
啊。
他们那边，然后他们法语就很厉害。
哇。美女，你是青田本地的吗？
对，我是本地的。
哇。哎，那我听说青田这边好多就在那个什么意大利啊那边开餐厅。
我是意大利回来的。
你在那边待多久呀？
我待了10几年，我小学的时候5年级就出去了。
5年级就出去了？
对，然后20年回来的。
哇，哎，那你会说意大利语吧？
对。那我们是意大利语，我意大利语，我那边也上学，上到了高中。
哦，就是你在意大利一直待到高中？
我待了10几年，我高中读了3、4年吧，然后最近这几年智利、南美国家发展很好，墨西哥这些。以前的老一辈，像我们那个时候的爸爸妈妈，他们是欧洲比较多。我们这是小的时候是爸爸妈妈申请出去，往返来都是方便的。
那以前就是老一辈的去欧洲，
我的父母他们出去那个时候是偷渡的。
那是九几年了，8几年。
那我爸妈出去，我93年出生的，我的妈妈应该是98年。反正但是在他早一批也有很多了。这个华侨这个历史是也有点长了。
最多到哪个国家呀？
最多啊，应该是就欧洲的国家吧。
欧洲。
西班牙、意大利、法国这几个国家。
西班牙、意大利、法国。
对，这是3个国家应该是比较多的。
一般青年人去那边都做啥生意呀？
各种生意都有。现在餐饮呀特别卷，德国的餐饮也卷吧。
德国的餐饮
是那个我们现在意大利他们选的是那种包餐啊，就日本餐包餐。可能你们没刷到过，就是一个人晚上大概现在晚餐要是24.9欧啊，就什么都可以吃的那种。
自助的。
对，差不多这个，老外挺喜欢的。
哎，那你为啥后来选择回来了呀？
我是这几年回来吧。因为孩子带回来学点中文。 然后这店的话也才开了2年。
哦，这是你开的店？
对。如果说让孩子先学会国外的意大利语什么的再让他学中文比较吃力。
哎，是这样的。
然后像我是自己也一样，中文读到4、5年级吧，然后出去的，然后让我学意大利语，我也学的就跟本地人一样，很溜的那种。对。然后我们中文学会了再去学他那个意大利语，比较简单。
Our pizza is baking now. She told me that this oven is 500 degrees inside, so it gets baked very fast, almost in 1 or 2 minutes. Now I can already see that the cheese is melting and the dough is puffing up. 谢谢。好的，谢谢。Wow, we got all our 3 dishes. This is a salad. And what's this?
That's carbonara.
Carbonara. And authentic pizza.
第8节整体运动，齐步走。
When all the buildings are fully lit up at night, it's very beautiful.
Yeah, and there are so many people still walking around and in the restaurants and dancing on the squares.
Yeah, and now we are walking again over this bridge back home slowly to the hotel, and that's all for our today's video, and thanks for watching.
See you next time.
Bye bye.